friends, and welcome to my channel. My name is Carla. I'm the Stitchy Witch and I live in Scotland. Well, it's nice to be back and to be able to connect with you again and to do a little bit of stitching. So today is Friday. Yep, today's Friday, and the weather's not as good as it was yesterday. Yesterday and the previous day we had lovely sunshine. Really nice. But today it's gone a little bit overcast, a little bit cloudy, but still fairly good in comparison to what we've had throughout the winter. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and do a bit of stitching and reconnect with you. So this is a chart that some of you probably remember that I started a while back and hasn't been seen for a little while, or maybe longer than a little while. But this is the chart that I had started probably around, it might have been, I don't have notes here, 2021 or 2022. And this one is called Tree of Life. It's a heaven and earth design. I can't remember the name of the designer. It was Delyth or something to that effect. I can put it down below in the description. And it is the most beautiful, vibrant chart. I really love it. And I don't know why it's gone away so long. The days have just caught up with me. You know, it's just with one thing and the other, and all the other starts, things just get sort of buried. Although I never really wanted to UFO this one because I like it, and that's good enough reason not to. So I don't mind if it sits there in a cupboard. Well, kind of do in a way, but I don't really mind because I know that eventually, because I like it so much, I will come back to it. So here I am, back again. And what's nice about it is that when you come back to something that you haven't seen or looked at for ages, you get a renewed sense of enthusiasm. So you start to feel like, oh my God, look how much I've done, and it's so beautiful, and I want to dig it out again and do it. So I hadn't really planned to bring this one out today to do some stitching with you. I just wanted to reconnect with it. So it just sort of popped into my head, and I thought, I really want to have a go with this. So why not? You know, it doesn't have to sit in darkness forever, and it won't. It will come out every so often. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing and what I'm not doing and stuff like that. And if I actually know in my head the reasons why I'm doing and not doing, I will tell you. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing, when I'm going to do it. I'm very spontaneous. And that's not a terrible thing. So let's go. I'm going to stick to doing, you see these lovely, I don't know what they're called, octopus legs. I've got octopus on the brain lately because I watched a movie, it's more of a documentary on Netflix called My Octopus Teacher. And it was so emotional and had me in fits of tears. So now every time I see anything shaped like an octopus, it's an octopus. So these are octopus legs. After watching that movie, all I can see is octopus legs everywhere. But this is the design. It's a Celtic sort of design. The colours are definitely sort of remind me of Ireland, and I think it's just stunning. And I just want to get a little bit more, but I'm going to be doing the black because I want to be able to chat at the same time, and I'm going to start stuttering and, you know, slowing down my chat if I have to, because this is crazy confetti. This is absolutely nuts. This part up here, I don't know how many days I spent on that. And this part in particular, see these, I don't know if they're called curly Q or what they are, just fancy design. They drove me absolutely crazy. However, they were worth it because look how stunning they are. Do you know what? I feel like I don't want to put this one back away now that I've got it out again. I feel like I want to continue. Oh my goodness, but I've got so many that I want to work on. My brain is just going to go pop. Okay, let's not worry about that for now. Let's just get going with some stitching. So I hope everybody is well and doing well and happy with your stitching at the moment. I know that not everybody is always happy with their stitching. It's just a fact. However, we are in this together and we are supportive of each other, and that's what I love about this. So whatever you've decided to stitch on, just make sure that it's something you actually want to stitch on, regardless of whether you're doing challenges or whatever, because it's for pleasure. Okay, this is supposed to be for pleasure. So don't force yourself to do stuff you don't want to do. It's really not worth it. That's the thing I've learned. I'm going to talk a little bit more about enjoying stitching and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm going to go down on the black because it's easier for me to chat to you. And I know, well, many of you say to me that you like to listen to me talking when I'm stitching, when you're stitching rather. So yeah, all the hard work is this end. So I have to be doing something that's not too county, let's say. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to chat effectively. I'm just going to get a sip of my tea before I start that row. And let's go. I'm going to do this row. So this is worked on 25 count, 2/1 tent stitch. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I have been flipping about quite a lot. Oh goodness me, what have I done here? Quite a lot on crosses and tent stitch and back again and forward again. And I don't know what it is. It must have been a full moon, because I don't know why I was flipping around so much. Normally, I'm quite happy with doing my half crosses on 2/1 on my full coverage. But sometimes I don't know what happens. I just go berserk and I start trying to change things around all the time. And that actually drives me mad, because there's nothing wrong. I'm not unhappy with what I'm doing. I'm just maybe just bored. I don't know. Maybe some of you can relate to that. So I start, switching things around, and, oh, let's just get rid of one strand and we'll just use the other strand. And let's just do crosses now, or let's just do half. I don't know. It just depends on the moon. But now, right now, I'm not going to change anything, because I feel like this is what I've started in this. I've got a quarter of a way through, or you're probably wondering how far I've got on this. I've got 22.85%, 24,670 stitches on this. And because I've liked the way it's looked, and I think it looks absolutely fine. I don't see any background too much. Black with the 2 strands tent doesn't look bad to me. I'm quite happy with that. This is all, I mean, I couldn't even tell you when this is up on the wall whether this is crosses or half stitches, because you just can't tell. It's so tiny when you have it up and framed. People are always worrying about, oh, are you going to be able to tell if it's half, or if I switch to a cross, or if I switch to a half? Well, if you look closely enough with a bright light, yes, you might see the difference. But nobody does that when they've got it up on the wall. Who goes up to the wall and shines bright light and puts on a magnifying glass just to see whether it's a half stitch or not? I mean, that would be pretty pathetic, right, to do something like that. And if somebody did that in your house, I wouldn't really consider them a friend. I would say, hey, you're supposed to appreciate my hard work here. Not be, zoning in just to assess what kind of stitch. Maybe another stitcher might ask you, oh, did you do that in full crosses, or did you do that in 10 stitches? That's absolutely fine. But I don't think there's any need for, some sort of magnified, checking right into the stitches, because that would just be rude. So at the end of the day, when you have it up on your wall, people are going to appreciate it. So I've learned that I can switch anytime, more or less. I don't know if some designs would work as well, or colours, but generally if I switch now to crosses and I started carrying on, when it's up on the wall you would not notice. But then if I give myself the leeway to keep doing that, it's just going to mess with my head. So my head is going to say, well, you can do this all the time, so just switch from cross to half stitch and back again, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like I should be a bit more responsible about what I've intended to do, and maybe just, carry on and honor what I've started rather than keep flipping around with different, I'm not saying it can't be done. I've just verified that it can be done. But I'm getting a bit tired of being so silly about it. So I'm going to continue with my half stitches. Did I just mark off that row? I think I did. Okay, because we don't need to make mistakes here. Definitely not. This design is too nice for mistakes. I'm not kidding. So I have to really be careful. And thank goodness I have a gridded fabric here. Otherwise, we would be off to a bad start. So I had no intentional plan of doing this one today. I'm absolutely just sort of, fell out of bed and thought, did my normal housework routine. I thought, it might be nice to dig that one out. And sometimes it's nice to be spontaneous like that, rather than just plan everything, because I'm really not much of a planner. I don't really like making plans too much. I like to go with how I feel and my mood and everything. So I'm glad that I spared some time today to come and chat with you, because I love that. And I also love, when I'm not here and I'm not doing other stuff, I also love watching other stitchers doing their stitch with me's. I've been watching 310 stitcher Jade. She's just come back from her vacation, and which made me very jealous. And she's got back to doing she has a very large piece called Sunset in Venice, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it reminds me very much of my Riverwalk charm. And we keep saying, we're sort of stitching this thing together, because it's a very similar design. It's a landscape piece with buildings and very Mediterranean looking. Although mine, I think Riverwalk charm is supposedly supposed to be in San Antonio, Texas, which I didn't know when I started stitching it. But to me, it kind of represents the Mediterranean where I lived. So yeah, some pictures have certain meanings for you. So I love watching Jade and listening to her. So go check her out. I also like watching Crow Stitcher, because Crow Stitcher has a lot of really cool designs. And there is, some of them are sort of dark designs, and I really love that. I don't know why, but some part of me veers towards the dark and I just love it. And yeah, so go watch Crow, and I'll put a link below. I go completely, my brain just doesn't compute when I start trying to think of FlossTube names and channels. It just goes completely blank, which drives me mad. But we all have some of our regulars, right, that we go and watch and really enjoy what they have to offer. I don't want to do, I'm at risk here of doing a stitch too many on one side or the other. So I'm trying to do the counting thing instead, to make sure that doesn't happen. So how has everybody been doing? You have been working on one piece or more? Have you been aiming to get a finish? We're coming up to April. Is there anything specific stitchy related happening in April? I sometimes follow when people are doing like mania and that kind of thing, but it's not something I really want to do. I don't feel like I want to start. I mean, if I would start all the charts if I could, I really would, but I just know that I will get overwhelmed and it won't work for me. So I can't do it, but I would love to do mania just for the hell of it. See, I don't do a lot of really smalls, really. I did a dimensions kit last, I think it was August. That was a little wolf, because I thought that I needed some kind of little challenge. So I challenged myself to finish a dimensions petite in a month. And all those videos, if you want to go back and see them, they're in my channel. If you just type Dimensions Wolf, you'll find them. And I think there's about 3 videos or 4 videos from the beginning to the end. And I managed it. I managed to do it, but I had to literally drop everything else to do that. And the backstitch was crazy. It was all thorny branches and stuff. And yeah, it was absolutely crazy. But it was really nice to get that sense of achievement, which is, I do get it. I get it that it's nice to get the sense of achievement, which is something we don't get very quickly when we're working on these sort of pieces. But there's something quite, I don't know, special about the consistency and patience you have to do something like this, that I find sort of deeply comforting. It's sort of different, has a different approach to doing something small and light and something you can finish, say, in a week or 2 weeks, or even just a month. Yeah, it kind of has a different vibe to it. 1, 2, 3. Goodness me. I really don't want to frog these stitches. But it's, my brain does not like this random counting on either side. Just doesn't like it. I just feel like I'm not doing it right. I think I am doing it right because I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting carefully, but I'm so afraid because this is the sort of bit, doing these sort of diagonal bits where you have to do a stitch less on either side and a stitch extra on the other side. This is the sort of, these are the sort of rows that completely boggle my head, and I end up doing an extra stitch on one end, or I started in the wrong one, and then I have to go all the way back and frog it all until I get to the right row. Okay, so what have I been up to? Well, I'm not going to say too much, but I have been doing, I've been back in the Needleminder factory. Yep, I know. And once again, I have to thank all those lovely people that purchase Needleminders, for which I'm so grateful. And it's such fun to make them. It really is. And by making them, I know that I'm creating something, you know, something unique, because for me, they are unique. And it's nice to know that people are appreciating, you know, something that you do, that you put all your effort and thought into creating, and you know, give up some of your time towards making these little things. So that's been fun. That has been fun, doing the little Needleminders, which I'm going to show you in a minute when I finish this row. Excuse me. I just like to finish my little cup of tea here. And I wonder where my cat has gone now. She's probably asleep on my husband's chair in his office, because we have like a little office in our home, and she likes to curl up on his chair when he's not there, when he's not sitting in it. Right. So let's have a look at these. Oh yes, I wanted to show you something. I know not all of you are going to be interested, and that's absolutely fine. I do not take offense if you want to just skip forward. But I did want to show you, somebody said to me, could you do a custom, a lady asked me to do a custom Needleminder for her dog, her beloved dog that had passed away. And it reminded me that I wanted to actually do something like that anyway, but I hadn't got around to it. One thing and the other, I just hadn't got around to doing it. But I thought the other day, come on, just sit down and just do something. And then you can say, you know, oh, we have it done, a little customized Needleminder. So I'm going to show you the ones I've got here, and they will be up on my Etsy shop by the time this video is uploaded. They're not at the moment, but they will be now as you're watching. I just have to just do a couple of things first. So I've created one for my little cat called Misty. So you'll see that it's got a little bit of sparkle. Misty always in my, and I've put a little, that's a little gemstone heart underneath the resin. It's got a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of flowers, and it's actually a very light pinkish colour. So if you go to the Etsy listing, you'll see that you can get this one with your pet's name. Won't be able to have too many letters there unless I make it slightly smaller. But you can have this one with the, what have I got at the moment? I've got the red heart. And I've also got the same Needleminder with a cute little pink heart. So I'm going to try and offer a choice of one or the other in this version. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Okay, and I did another type which is for the little boy pets. So it could be a, I don't know, a bird, a dog, a cat, budgie, whatever, a snake. I don't know, what pets do people have these days? And this one we have a silver gemstone. See the sparkle there? And a red gemstone. So those will be up if you would like to take a look. Please don't all go flying in at once, because they do take a few days to process, and if I get a lot of orders I might just scream. No, I'm just kidding. Just, yeah, be gentle. And there's a few more pretties up there today which I'll show you if you want to. I don't know if you can see that. So these are all what's there at the moment. The discs are about 4 centimeters in size, and these are about 3.5 to 5 centimeters. Some of them are smaller, some of them are larger. Yeah, so there's a little variety. There's a lot more than this. I think quite a few of them have been sold this week. And the back, we have the pretty little fixed domes that are so colourful. So there you go, my dears. I know someone said that they loved seeing these makes, and they're such a joy to create as well. They are a little bit time consuming, but they are a joy. And as you can see, some of them are lovely and sparkly. Which one is my favorite out of these? I will tell you my favorite out of these. If I was to buy one of these, I would probably go for this one, I think, because I love buildings. That's what I like. But there's plenty of designs anyway. So yes, that's that. Oops, and you dropped on the floor then. There we have that. And I'm going to carry on with this black. So it does, lately I've been using 1/1 full cross on one particular project, and I now find it strange using the 2 strands. It does feel quite thick when you go from one to the other. But it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So is everybody getting some of their spring weather now, or is it still feeling winter to you? Like I said, we've had a couple of nice days where we've been out and about, and it's been really nice. I have to go and pick up some glasses from the opticians this weekend, because I have to wear well, I don't have to wear distance glasses, but it was recommended that I wear distance glasses because one of my eyes is working harder than the other, and it would just be better for me. But I've got so used to seeing what I'm seeing, and I don't see things very blurry at all. I see things blurry mostly from a distance, obviously. But I really don't need to be looking that far ahead for the majority of the time. And as I don't drive in the city, it's not a dangerous thing. So I don't, if I was driving a car, I would definitely wear distance glasses outside. It was just because I'm just walking around and using public transport, I haven't felt that it was necessary. But obviously I'm going to listen to what the optician says. And the optician says, you should wear some distance glasses. So I've got a pair, which I chose. I chose a nice red frame because red is my colour. And so I'll be going to pick them up tomorrow. But I'm really hesitant about wearing them not because I don't like wearing glasses. I don't have a problem with wearing glasses, although I lose them everywhere. But I'm so used to seeing what I see, and I'm fine with it. I don't have a problem. Like, I can see well enough to read signposts and shop displays and shop names, and I can see, some days it's a little worse than others. I don't know why that is. If it's a very foggy day or something, or there's a certain lighting condition, I find things look a bit more blurry. I don't know why that is, but generally to me, what I'm seeing is just normal. It's normal to me. So if I put glasses on and everything is like absolutely sharp and crystal clear, I'm just going to find that weird. In fact, I probably might give myself a headache. So when you wear new glasses, let me know. Do you just wear them at the beginning, not the whole time, because you want to just kind of get used to them, get your brain and eye coordination used to what you're seeing in these new glasses? I think that's what I'll do. I only intend to wear them when I go outside. Don't feel I need to wear distance glasses inside. They've given me a different pair of glasses for inside. But I think if I wear them outside for a little bit, I don't know, or should I wear them outside the whole time? I actually don't know. I might ask them tomorrow when I go. See, I'm not the expert with glasses because I've never actually ever had to wear any until I got to my age. And now it's all kind of like, how does this work? What do I need to do? Okay, I think I'm only going to be able to do one more row with this thread. I feel like it's not stretched enough really, because it's been folded. This fabric has been folded in a drawer, so it could have done with a bit more stretching, but it's not too bad. I feel like I'm in a bit of a silly mood at the moment. I don't know why. Please excuse me. So let's talk about my stitching apart from doing this. So, of course, everybody that's watching, whoever's watching, will have different, some people have no idea what I've been doing. Other people will remember that I've been working on Riverwalk Charm as my focus piece. Riverwalk Charm is the big landscape one that I'm doing. It's not so big any longer because I'm halfway through. I'm at 50%. So that makes it smaller one now because I don't have as much of it left. Only half again. It's still big though. I still think I've got about 150,000 stitches left, something like that. And that's been the focus piece. So that one's come out once or twice in the week. I have been busy, so I haven't been wanting to do rotation because I feel like I haven't had enough time to really get into something before I rotate it. Sometimes I've only been able to sit down if I've been busy and do half an hour before I've had to get up and do other stuff. I'm sure everybody, or most of you, know what that feels like. And if I haven't been able to get back to it for whatever reason, the next day I don't want to swap it out because I feel like If I swap it out, I haven't really had much time with it, so I haven't given it much, you know. So I've left it on my stand and just gone back to it again the following day and did a little bit, and then maybe the same thing again the following day. So other things, obviously, not getting a look in. But I've decided that I'm okay with that. You know, I'm absolutely okay with that, because the more I'm putting into one, the closer that particular piece is getting to, to the finish line, the more progress I'm getting on it. Oh, I have to move. My leg's gone dead. And we're having a bit of a discussion about this, and we're talking about whether, you know, some stitchers say, oh, sorry for bumping. Some stitchers say that they're in it for the process, and other stitchers say they're in it for the progress, and others say it's both. So it got me thinking, which one am I? Where do I slot into that? I am a progress stitcher. I like to see progress. I do enjoy the progress. Sorry, the process. I'm getting the words mixed up now. I do enjoy the process, definitely. But I like to see things happening. And that doesn't happen often when you've got a big rotation. You just get scattered stitches on lots of pieces. That's okay. That's great for many people. I find after a while, I start to feel discontent because I'm not getting very far on anything. So that's the point where I say, right, I'm going to pick you, you, and you, and the rest can just go away. And until I get some good progress, or I want to feel like I changed something out, I'm sticking with this. And that's actually been working for me recently, because I've made good progress. And also because I started one for my husband, which is an owl. And I think it's one of the previous video Stitch With Me's that I've done not too long ago. And it's a story keep. It's only small. I'm not going to say who it's by in case he's watching and he decides to go and check it out, but he hasn't really paid attention. So it's a story keep, and I wanted to finish that for the end of the year to gift to him. So I've been, sort of focusing on that, because even though it's a story keep, they're actually quite big, right? They're not tiny. I know the quick stitches are meant to be smaller, but they're definitely not quick. I don't know why they're called quick stitches. They're anything but quick. But the story keep is supposed to be doable. It's like 55,000 stitches. That's still nothing to sniff at, right? That's still quite a few stitches. But it's doable if you haven't got a big rotation of any kind. So, yeah, so I do, sneak things in, sneak things out. So it's very hard for me to come and say, oh, I've got good progress here and good progress there, because I haven't yet got to that point. So I've only really been working on River Walk Charm and the owl lately, because A, from being busy, and B, as I said previously, I want to get progress. I think I'm explaining myself well here. Am I not explaining myself well? Somebody tell me if I'm just blethering and not explaining myself. I just want to quickly count here, make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, okay, we're okay so far. Oh, don't come out of the needle. Okay. So aside from that, something else I wanted to just, I don't know, get off my chest, I guess. And it's hard for me to get things off my chest, because I don't like to complain. I'm not a complainer. I'm not a whinger. I don't like complain. It's not complaining or whinging, really. It's just airing things that you have inside that might make you feel a little low or down or irritated. I don't know, just something that's struck you and sort of hits a nerve, if you will. But I just wanted to talk about when there are people that don't appreciate what you do. and just liking something, and also just being accepting of it, or just, I don't know, respectful of what somebody does. That's the word I'm looking for. So respecting what they do in the sense that you don't upset them or make them feel like what they're doing isn't what they should be doing, or that they should be doing something else, or just not respecting the person that they are and the choices that they've made. And yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. When somebody comes along and makes a remark and says something, makes you feel like you're wasting your time. Okay, ironically, the postman just turned up and I had to stop there to answer the door. But I am back now. Okay, so what was I saying? So something was said and not on the internet. And it made me feel like second guessing what I was doing. Second guessing. This is it wasn't a recent thing, but it had preyed on my mind, and every so often I come back to judge it, and it kind of made me feel like I wasn't doing what I should be doing, that maybe the whole stitching thing was just a waste of my time. Now, I know that's not true. I know a lot of you are going to say, don't be silly, that isn't true, and I understand and I believe that that's not true. But when someone says it, it kind of hits you. And yeah, it's offensive. It hurts because you think, well, look, this is how I've chosen. This is how I have chosen to spend my time. And my time doesn't belong to anybody else. And I have every right to choose what it is that I do with my time, no matter what it is, right? Then I started analysing what is literally wasting time. So everything that people do, I could say, is a waste of time. Sitting on a park bench looking at trees or looking at ducks, is that a waste of time? Spending 3 hours doing that? Is it a waste of time doing a crossword puzzle that you're just going to put into a drawer or throw away at the end? Is it a waste of time doing, I don't know, something, scrolling on your phone all day long and looking at Instagram? Is that a waste of time? That one probably is a bit of a waste of time, to be honest. What about, I don't know, everybody chooses what it is they want to do and what it is that they, and it's not just that, right? It's not just about doing the thing. It's about doing something because it brings you comfort, or because, like with me here, with my stitching, I found this great community of people that are here now, and I know many of you are listening. And that's really important to me. I feel like I'm not sitting here on my own and stewing in my thoughts and just, staring at my canvas and having a whole conversation in my head with myself. I'm actually talking to somebody, talking to you. And that brings me comfort, actually, because sometimes we need that. We need that comfort. And especially if we feel like we don't have a lot of people that we can open up to, or a lot of people that we can talk to, even in private. And sometimes even if there are people around that you can talk to, you can't, because whatever it is you say to them is going to hurt them. And sometimes to protect other people, like other people in your family, you don't want to say anything, or you don't want to go into how you feel too much, because it affects them and it affects their feelings, and then maybe they get upset for you, and you don't want to do that to people. So it's hard to talk to people when you need some comfort, or you need some, I don't know, like now, just opening up and talking like this is actually helping me, believe it or not. So it's not just the aspect of what we do, it's why we do it as well. There's lots of little reasons that we might not even be aware of why we do things. Anyway, I didn't want to make a big deal out of this, but it just made me feel like second guessing. And I don't like to do that, because I would not have started doing this hobby if I didn't enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Okay, maybe there are some days I don't. That's like that with everything. Maybe there's sometimes I don't do it. Some days I actually don't even like it, or I lose the stitchy bug. I think we all feel that. But I don't like being told what another person projects. I don't like someone saying, I don't think you should be doing that. That's not for you. Who's going to tell me what's not for me? The only person who knows what's for me is me, actually. No one else. I don't feel like, something as harmless as cross stitch should have that kind of battle. I find it a bit ridiculous, actually. I'm the sort of person that no one is going to tell me what to do. I've always lived on my own accord, made my own choices, and they haven't always been the best ones, like everybody else. But I do not like being told what I should or shouldn't do. Unless I ask, obviously, for someone's opinion or for their advice. So, yeah, that's my little soapbox. I've stood on it. Now I'm going to put it to bed because I don't want to be thinking about that concept any longer, because I enjoy my cross stitch, full stop. And the day I stop enjoying it and I don't want to do it, I won't do it. If there's something else I'd rather do, I would do. And talking of that, this is my creative space. This community I have with you guys, this is my a place where I can come and it can help me get through my day. I also suffer from mental problems from time to time. I get depression. I get, a lot of us suffer from low moods and mood swings and all that kind of thing. I've got a history of low moods. I'm not bipolar, but I do have a history with depression and have battled it in the past. And it can just take, one person's judgment to throw you off and make you feel like you're less than, when you should never feel like you're less than. And even if it's not meant in a bad way, even if it's not intended in a bad way, it isn't necessary. It's not necessary. If anything, it shouldn't be said at all, because we're supposed to be lifting each other up, not dragging each other through the mud. What is the point of that? There's no point in dragging somebody through the mud, only to eventually find that you're dragging yourself through the mud by doing that. So I'm not really a very ranty person, but sometimes I feel like I have to say things, just to defend myself, I guess. As we all feel often the need to defend ourselves. And this is a very comforting, calm, methodical hobby. It's helped me get through many a bad day. It's helped me get through good times, helped me get through bad times. I have a history with my pieces. They're part of my journey. So yeah, I don't appreciate anyone judging that. If I don't judge what other people do, there's no need for them to judge me. Now I'm just going to get another strand here. So my advice to you guys, you do you, okay? Don't let people put you down. What happened just there? Did I come out of my stitch? Oh, I didn't do my loop start properly. And also, just to end this, and then I'll get off my soapbox, I promise. If someone isn't interested in full coverage HAEDs or full coverage anything, this type of cross stitch, don't watch it. Don't watch my channel. Don't watch my channel. Don't listen to me if you're not interested in this, because it's my creative space and it's where I come, and I don't want that invaded by people who are interested in what I'm doing or just want to listen to what I'm talking about my life. No. This is for me and for you guys, because you guys know where I'm at and you get me and I get you when it comes to doing this type of thing. So if anyone is watching just to be nosy, they've no business being here, right? No business watching. Even less making a comment. I had a negative comment, and I know some people get really upset about the negative comments. I don't get upset about them, really, because I know that there are many people out there with many different types of ideas and likes and dislikes and many different personalities. Some people are quite nasty and they just can't help themselves. They thrive on being nasty, let's say. And that kind of energy doesn't belong in my world. So even less when it's just written on a little comment, because you're never going to see them. They're never, you're never going to have to interact with them. You're never going to have to work with them. Who cares? Like, somebody writes some seedy little comment, you can just report it or hide it or whatever. Gone, right? I know it does affect many sensitive people. But I always think to myself, that person who wrote that has to be very unhappy. Has to be unhappy. Because for me to go and write a negative comment, I'd have to be an unhappy person myself. So it's very, very telling when somebody writes something nasty. It tells you all about them and nothing about you. Okay, so just remember that as well. If you get a nasty comment on your FlossTube channel, and I know some of my FlossTube friends and people that I watch have said, oh, I got this comment and it upset me. I get it. It can be upsetting. But just remember that it's their energy, not yours, and it has no reflection on you. All you need to do is wipe it away and keep doing what you do. Don't let anybody spoil your thunder, as they say. Where am I going now? So that's 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. I'm surprised I haven't made a mistake even here with this black color. So we've got to bring this back to a nice positive, a nice positive feeling, because I don't want to get stuck into negativity and end my video on negativity, because I don't like that. I like things to be positive and upbeat on my channel for the most part. So what can we say that will bring some light into this channel? I don't know. I have no idea. I was going to tell you all about the documentary I watched, but then that is so sad. It made me cry so much that I don't think it's going to help lift things. If anything, it's going to make me sad. I was watching this thing about an octopus. A guy was diving down and he literally made friends. He connected with this octopus. The octopus connected with him. They were like hugging each other. He was tracking the octopus every day. And my husband and I were watching it. We were getting deeply, deeply into this thing. My husband said, and I said to my husband, are you getting sad? Because I'm like filled with tears here. Like I was just about to burst into it. And he said, no, because when I know that they're trying to manipulate your emotions, it just, it irritates me. I'm like, well, even if I know that they're trying to manipulate my emotions, they're actually doing a good job of it. So we all knew that this octopus was going to die at the end of this. I'm telling this in a light-hearted way rather than in a sad way. We all knew that at the end of the day, the end of the documentary, the octopus was going to die, and then I would be like distraught. So he said, I wouldn't watch the rest of this if I was you. And I said, well, you know what? I hate when I'm into something and then I just stop watching it. But yeah, I get it, because I'm sort of sensitive like that. So I couldn't quite watch the end that night because I was too upset about this blinking octopus and this man. And then when I went to bed, all I could see was this octopus They really, really milked your emotions for what it's worth. And I'm not going to even say at the end what happened in case you want to go and watch it. It's on Netflix. But I mean, it's just obvious that he's going to lose the octopus at the end of the day, because how long do octopus live? And, you know, something's going to happen for the melodrama. But it's supposed to be a real thing. It's not like he was acting or anything. And it is actually really interesting. I mean, the way he interacted with that creature was just incredible. Like, he actually filmed the octopus hibernating and mating and coming out and touching his hand and climbing onto his hand and touching his fingers, and like there was a real like relationship developing between the two. It was quite stunning, and the cinematography, the whole thing visually was stunning. So it is worth a watch, but if you're highly sensitive and prone to getting upset about stuff like that, I think I've made a mistake. What did I tell you? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to unpick. No, I knew this would happen. You can all sit there laughing at me now, because I started talking about the octopus. Anyway, it was funny because growing up in the Mediterranean, I've seen plenty of octopus. In fact, my ex used to go swimming at the beach, because we used to go to the beach quite regularly. And I would lie down near the rocks, and that's where the octopus are, near the rocks, because that's where they hide. They hide under the rocks, that sort of thing. Let me just get my bearings. Good God, don't tell me I've done that one wrong as well. 1, 2, 3. Completely lost now. When we get to the end here, it's 1, 2. I think I'm... You know what? If I have made one stitch mistake, I don't care. Let's keep going. So my ex we used to go to the beach. This is years and years ago. And he would go to actually hunt for octopus. He would go and dive into the water with his goggles and his, I don't know, it was a kind of spear that he had. And I mean, this is a normal thing. Like, you know, this is hunting for food. He used to go to hunt the octopus, to catch the octopus, to eat the octopus. I had never really had an interest in eating them, but he did. So he used to catch them, slaughter the thing, and then hang it on my beach umbrella, right? And it wasn't like we were in a very touristy beach or anything. This is like a far out beach where not many people around. It was a very, very normal thing to fish, to catch octopus, that kind of thing. But I mean, I was absolutely horrified with this octopus hanging from my beach umbrella. Although I tried not to be icky, because I felt like being icky about it was very girlish and immature. But anyway, we're on row 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't done that one yet. Okay, so I've done an extra stitch on the left side of this row above, which is why it went and confused me. But I think I'm on track now. 5, 6, 7, 8. It says 10 stitches in total along this row. Maybe if I count like that. So my point in the story was that I never had any feelings towards octopus, couldn't really care. Thinking about back then when he used to catch them and make octopus salad and stuff like that. But then after watching this now, I'm thinking, I feel like the octopus is like a dog or a cat. They're supposed to be very intelligent, apparently. And I don't think I will ever be able to eat an octopus. Ever, after watching that program. Isn't it funny how you can just, I don't know, change your perception about something or feel differently about something after an event or an emotional experience? You just, once you learn about something and it becomes more real and you start to don't know, give it feelings and emotions and character and personality, then you start to think this thing is like me. It's just it's a different structure, it's a different form, but it's just like me. It's another creature on this planet, and it must be able to feel pain or fear or whatever. Then you project all your own feelings and awareness onto this other thing, and you suddenly warm to it if you thought it was horrific. Same thing with spiders. I don't like spiders near me or anything like that. But I'm not scared of them once I look at them objectively and I start to think about them more humanely rather than just like an ugly little creature thing. I still wouldn't like a spider. I don't mind a little tiny thing, but I wouldn't like a big spider to come and crawl onto me. I would freak out. I just wouldn't be able to do that. But some people can, and nothing happens to them. I mean, they don't obliterate or explode just because a little spider, climbs onto their arm, or even a bigger spider. It's just the ickiness of it, right? The sheer terror. Even when you know that the spider's not going to harm you. Well, I guess it depends on the species, but generally. And yet we are filled with terror because we are just ignorant about spiders, many of us, really. And let's face it, they're not cuddly, right? They're not cuddly like cats and dogs. Anyway, so that's what happened. So we're watching it, and I stopped watching it, and I said, I'm not going to watch any more tonight, or I won't be able to sleep because I will be too upset about the damn octopus. But I'll tell you this, going to bed and being upset about the octopus took any other worries that I had in my head right out of my head. There was nothing going on in my head except octopus that night. Whereas, I don't know, but my husband just stopped watching and went, that was strange, or that was interesting, and just walked away. And I'm like, what is going on here? Why am I so affected by this? And he's just gone back to his desk and forgotten about it now. Can somebody tell me how that works? I feel like I'm overly talkative today. Overly talkative. I wouldn't be surprised if by now I was sitting here on my own talking to myself. Okay, guys, I think we're going to leave it here for now because, yes, I've got to go and I've got stuff to do. And I don't know if I'm going to come back and work on this one again today or if I'm going to pull something out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you all. I have really been wanting to come back. But yeah, everything's been catching up with me and there's been appointments and stuff. And so I'm finally glad to have done so. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening, if nothing else. Even if you do nothing else, but just listening just really helps me as well. So thank you and take care, my friends, and I will be back soon. Bye for now.